Hey guys, what is up? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be answering your questions. These are questions that I'm pulling out of my videos that I feel like are really great questions and that I do get asked often. I hope these help you out. If you ever have questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. I will do my best to answer them in one of these videos. All right, so first question we're going to go over is from Sheila Hamilton, and she asked, do you have a trick to make red and teal photography to make red and teal photographs accurately? I know what you're trying to say. Do I have a way of photographing red and teal? Okay, I'm gonna give you the short answer. I don't actually. It's something that I really struggle with as well. Teal, I don't typically have any problems with, but red to me is like the worst color to photograph. My trick for when I do red, number one, I'm doing it on a tan colored wall instead of a white wall, so I don't know if that makes a difference. With red, what I try and do is take the picture further back. I will crop it zoomed. Good lighting, not too bright. Sometimes I'll tap on my phone outside of the item and I'll tap on the wall, and hopefully it doesn't focus so much on the item and try and color correct it. Standing further back, crop it so it's closer. That is the only tip I have. If anyone else has a tip on how to photograph red items, please drop them in the comments. I will pin it to the top because I feel like this is a struggle that many of us have. As for the teal, I don't struggle with teal, and I'm not familiar with that one, but red is like the worst for me to the point where I avoid picking up red items unless they're like absolutely fabulous. Okay, moving along, Natalie Scott asked a question and she said, do you wash all your items before selling? Or if it's in good condition, will you leave it as is? I feel like this is a question that gets asked often, and I feel like it's also kind of a taboo question. Not question, but my answer. So my answer is no. I do not wash all my items. Now, I don't source at the bins where things are like commonly stained. Here is my criteria. Number one, is it visibly soiled? Like, can I see that it is dirty, that it looks gross? If so, yes, I'm gonna wash it. I've heard that some thrift stores spray them with like a fragrant spray, and I don't know if it's like an antimicrobial spray. I'm not really sure. Same with that, I probably wouldn't wash it. I'm basically only washing items that are really dirty, or if it had a really strong smell. But I'm going to show you a handy dandy little product I have. This is called Zero Odor. I have had jeans that had like smokers smell in them and that, and I've sprayed them with this and then just like hung them to dry over a chair, and it eliminates the odor. This is my little trick for smells. I'm gonna have a link down below if you want to grab it. I just buy mine off Amazon. They may sell it at Walmart or like home stores. I'm not really sure. I like Amazon because it's just delivered right to my door. I highly recommend it. I've also used them on a pair of leather boots that had a really strong smoky smell to them. I think I had to spray them down 2 or 3 times, but I couldn't physically toss that in the washing machine. Same thing, if I spray a pair of jeans or an item and the smell doesn't come out that's there, like usually it's just a smoke smell, then I will toss it in the wash. Obviously, I would never ship out something that smelled awful. 9 out of 10 times, this spray will neutralize any smells. It's magical. And it's actually like a molecular, that was bad. It is Zero Odor's patented formula, eliminates odor from diaper pails, sports equipment, smoke odors, pet odors, musty basements, bathrooms, blah, blah, blah. The molecular odor eliminator. It actually says that. I love this stuff. Highly recommend it. Okay, so no, I do not wash all items. I hope that is the answer that you are looking for. Okay, moving along. Mojo Mama 7 asked a question and she says, any recommendation on the type of phone to use? Mine is a crappy Android. Okay, not all Androids are crappy, but I am an iPhone user. And she said, and I work way too hard to end up with crappy photos. I agree, 100%. I started off with an iPhone 10. I really liked it. It took good photos. I actually purchased an iPhone 12 Pro from a pawn shop. I really like the photography on this one. I don't feel like you need the newest iPhone, but here's my take on it. I run my business from my phone. It is very important. It actually, next to that little 5-pound hook I have in my dining room, is the next most important item in my reselling business. I would invest into a better phone if it means that you will take better pictures and that you will sell more items. I also am a huge advocate for your photos will sell your items. So if you have crappy photos, it's a little bit harder to sell your items. If my photos are up against someone else's and I'm taking fabulous photos and we are asking the same price, the chances are they're going to buy my item first, right? And that's how I always like think about it. How do you set your items apart? And one of it is just taking really good photos. I hope that helps you. And I don't think you need to get a brand new phone from your phone. I want to say supplier, what the heck, from your phone company. Get resourceful. Go online, check out Kijiji, check out Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. I don't know whatever is local for you, and see if you can get a newer phone used. There's lots of phones. Look for one that's unlocked and that works with your carrier, and you'd probably pay like half the price. That's why I went through the pawn shop. I got like an $1,800 phone for $900. I couldn't go wrong there. Also, I didn't have to amortize it over my phone plan and my phone bill didn't go up. So it was like a win-win for me. All right, next is a question from Lisa McGlon. She says, can you show how you do measurements? I put mine in the listing, but it seems time consuming and back breaking. I feel like there is no easy way to do this. I think you have to do your measurements. I do put mine in my listing as well. I know some people take pictures with the measuring tape of the item. I don't. I just put them straight in the listing. So for tops, I do armpit to armpit and I do top of shoulder to bottom hem. And then for pants, I do waist flat, front rise, so from crotch seam to top of waistband, and then I do inseam. That is it. I'm going to copy and paste my exact measurements keyboard shortcut below. Feel free to use it if you want. So just check down in the description and I'll have what I do for measurements down there. Anything that's like a jacket or a blazer, like leather jackets or like expensive items, I will also do shoulder width and sometimes sleeve length if I feel like I'm going to get a question about it. I try and get all the measurements that I commonly get questions for, and I actually only get like 1 or 2 measurement questions a month. I don't get very many. I feel like people are more confident in the sale because I've included all of that in the listing. So I'm a big, like, yeah, I think you should keep your measurements in your listing 100%. Like, it's a must for me. All right, moving along. Naomi, I'm not sure how to say that. I'm sorry. She asks, just a question. Do you ever use a mannequin? Just wondering what is better to use. Thank you again. Here is my trusty mannequin. I bought it off of eBay, I think, and I've used it like 3 times. I think it's a waste of money. For myself personally, I just do a hanger on a hook for anything that's hangable. And then obviously for like pants and shoes, I just take pictures. I have a white table and I have like a cardstock, like kind of like a poster board that I just prop up with with literally a soup can behind. And that is how I take my pictures of shoes. And then for like pants and shorts, skirts, things like that, I just lay them flat on my table and just like take the picture from the top. Pretty simple. I would not recommend buying a mannequin. I don't think you need one. I think you can hang it, and it's probably more time consuming to dress your mannequin and undress it. And I just, not like saying anything against anyone that uses one. Good on you. It just doesn't work for me personally. All right, next question is from Karen Lynn. She says she loved the style of the video I did. I can't remember which video I pulled this on, but she said, you value your time when you thrift. Do you have specific sections you go to, ones you usually skip? And does that change if you have someone with you to help? It's funny because I actually received 2 very similar questions one day apart. Next one came from Shelby Watson. She said, question for maybe your next video series. What is your plan of attack when you enter a thrift store as large as Value Village? I sometimes find I spend hours sifting through things to only walk out with a couple items, which is just not efficient. Are there sections you avoid and ones you never miss? Thanks so much for your info in your videos. You're welcome. Okay. This is a great question. I feel like I also did a video, I'm going to pop it up here, and it was on sourcing way back in January, and I believe I talk about this in there, but I'm going to recover it. I do have a plan of attack. So let's just talk about sourcing in general. When I'm sourcing, I prioritize stores that I consistently find items in. If I do not consistently find items in the store, I do not go back there. Like, it's not my priority. If I had a day and I was in the neighborhood and I had time to kill, maybe. On the days where I'm like, I need to source 25 items today, I'm not going to those stores where I only walk out with 2 items, because it's just not good use of my time. The other thing is, when I go into the store, I do have a plan of attack. I usually go to the items that bring me, I usually go to the section with the items that bring me the biggest return in my closet in that current season. So if it was winter, I would probably go to winter jackets first, and then to the boots section, and then to the sweater section. Or like, I could kind of mix those around, but those would be my 3 priority sections. I would not go to shorts, skirts, tank tops, kids clothes. I don't sell kids clothes, so I don't go there. I wouldn't go to men's short sleeves. I typically actually don't even go into the short sleeve section of women's either, because most of those items are lower average sale price items, and I just don't find it to be good use of my time if I only have an hour to do sourcing in that store. Now, depending on the season, depends where I will go. So in fall and winter, I'm always going into the sweater section. In summer, I will kind of go through the shorts section. I think you have to look at the store that you shop in, which sections bring you the most value, and prioritize those first. So the items with the lower value items that maybe you don't find a lot in, or don't bring you much money into your reselling business, I would probably do those last, and maybe eventually start to cut them out if you can get enough items in the other sections. Yeah, I don't have like a cut answer for like that I apply all the time. It really depends on the season, what the store has, and what's in style right now. And then what's gonna make me the most money, of course. All right. I hope that helps you. If you need any further clarification, just jump in the comments and let me know. Next comes from Nat P. She said she has a pair of Levi's 501 that are black and high-rise, straight leg, and have a raw hem. I have like 1 like on them in the past 3 weeks. No movement, and I bet you that she commented this on a video where I sold like 2 or 3 pairs of Levi's. And she has them listed at $60. She said, tell me your secret. Also, how do you know the exact name of the 501? Are there different 501s? That is a great question. I think there's a couple factors. Okay, number 1, on Poshmark, I will use stock photos. Although Levi's is one of the brands that's on Vero for eBay. If you don't know the Vero list on eBay, just look it up, VERO, and you're gonna get a list of all the brands. When you are listing to eBay, I would recommend checking those. I do think that Vero list would also technically count on Posh, but for some reason, not all of the brands chase people down on Posh. So you are using stock photos at your own discretion and your own risk. That is up to you. Do use stock photos for Levi's brand on Poshmark, but not on eBay. How I tell, I'm gonna just show you a tag, because these are a pair of ribcage shorts, but I'm just gonna show you for example. So on here, is this close enough? Yeah. Okay, so on here is the tag. They should have a short tag like this. It's under all the other ones. On the top, you're gonna see a row of numbers. So I have my finger right below. These ones say PC9. You don't have to include that, but it's the numbers after that. It's 77879-0007. I would look up Levi's shorts and I would type in those numbers exactly as they are. Usually that is going to show you the exact style name for that code. So that's almost like their serial number, I think. This was something I had read online. I didn't make this up. This is not like a tab secret. This is typically the number I am searching when I'm looking up. I will also, like in the search, if they were say Levi's 501, I would say raw hem, anything that I knew for sure were facts, and then I would enter in those numbers, and it will definitely narrow it down. Looking at stock photos, usually I can narrow it down to the exact style that I have, and then I will just copy and paste that title into Poshmark and grab that stock photo. It's pretty simple. Now, on my end, I always include measurements in my listings, like to use the descriptions from Levi's, whatever they have as a description for that style of jean. And then I just take really good pictures. Like, I do believe sometimes that my items sell for as much as they do, and just like the general sell-through rate, because I take really good pictures. I recommend to anyone, take a look at my closet, take a look at my pictures. I did just post a video as well last week. I'll pop it up here. And this is exactly how I take pictures and how I edit them. If you choose to work on anything in your business to improve it right now, I would say improve your photography. And this usually goes out to everyone. Like almost everyone can work on their photography. And that's just from a fellow posh shopper. No judgment passed. If you're like, that is like one thing that's tangible that you can change in your business and improve, start to see results on. I think photography sells your items. Okay. So I hope that helps you. That's how I find the style. That's kind of my process. Obviously, if you have any more questions, just drop them down below. And then the last question we have is from Tracy McTaggart. And she said, I have a question or maybe a video idea. What's in your reseller rescue kit? Leather polish, stain removers, etc. I actually have a video, all my cleaning secrets. For today's video, I'm going to address the leather polish and the basic tools that I feel like are a must. Like everyone needs to have these. I'm going to have Amazon links below. I am an associate with Amazon, so I do get a very small percentage from the sales. Honestly, these are items that I'm using and I would never recommend anything on my channel that I did not stand behind. So for leather polish, I really like the Doc Martens Wonder Balm. It's amazing. It works good. It's revitalized everything that I have ever touched it to. So I love it. I will order another one when mine runs out. And I've had mine for 2 years and I've used a substantial amount of it and I still have a lot. I feel like that is a good investment. It's a little bit pricey. You're going to get lots and lots of use out of it and it's going to last you a really long time. As for stain removers, I tend to just use Dawn dish soap and water. And if that doesn't work, I will toss it into the washing machine. I do have a Tide pen, but I've also had bad experiences with Tide pen where it kind of like bleached the items. So I use that very, very sparingly, like pretty much only on white items. And then some of the other tools that I highly recommend, and I actually don't have mine here because this isn't where I do my listing. But number one, I have a nice soft tape measure. This is how I do all of my measurements for my listing, and I just leave it tied around my neck, and then I can easily flip it off, do the measurements for that item, toss it on my neck, and keep working. Another item that I love is my sweater shaver. I have ordered 2 of them, and not because it died, but because the blades got dull because I've just shaved so many sweaters with it. And I couldn't find the replacement blade. I didn't know where I put it because I bought it like 2 years ago. So I bought a second one. Yeah, and then I actually found the replacement blades like a couple weeks after when I moved my office around. So I now have 2 sweater shavers. I love them. Again, I have a link below for the one that I love. And then the last thing that I would like to shout out is this Kiwi stain eraser. I love it. It works really good on suede shoes, suede items, suede purses, Ugg boots, things like that. It's a suede and nubuck stain eraser. So basically if there's anything that's been like splashed or whatever on the suede, I feel like a lot of times it's like food or whatever on suede boots, but this is what it looks like. And you just rub it like a pencil eraser. It works really good. And this was another item that I had grabbed off Amazon and had really good reviews. All right. That wraps it up. These are a bunch of questions that you guys have had, and I love sitting down and taking the time to thoroughly answer them and help make sense, because sometimes just replying in a comment isn't enough. These are questions that I get asked by other people, so I just feel like they're really valuable to put into a video and share with everyone. If there's anything you want to add, drop in the comments. If there's any tidbits to these questions that you have or your own take, drop them in the comments. Let's share and grow together. As always, drop any other questions you have and I will do my best to answer them. Okay guys, I'm out of here. I hope you have a wonderful day. I am wishing you many sales and I'll see you next time. Bye.
I've said it many times, I know I would change